So I would like to get our panel's take on, having looked at the language in the agreement on the process for undeclared sites, it strikes me as very attenuated. And as you look at this process, the IAEA first has to provide Iran the basis for the concerns in writing regarding the undeclared materials or sites, activities. They have to let them know, how do they want to access this. Iran actually gets to respond with alternatives to whatever access the IAEA wants. And if you look at the plain language of it, those alternatives don't necessarily include physical access. And that's been a real issue if we're thinking about the time of testing. There's been some reports that I've seen that have actually been confirmed that, in fact, Iran doesn't want to allow physical testing even at a facility like Parchin that we're aware of. So I wanted to ask all of you what you thought in terms of the process that's in place when it comes to undeclared sites, as opposed to the ones that we had that Dr. Gordon referred to, the very continuous monitoring of, because I think we have a history here, excuse me, that we need to be cognizant of. Mr. Singh?
Sure. Well, I think your assessment is correct. There is first this back and forth of indefinite duration between Iran and the IAEA to clarify, quote unquote, the questions the IAEA may have about a site, and only after that is complete can the IAEA make its formal request for access, which starts that 24-day clock. We have experience with the Iranians about this in the past, which folks aren't, I think, talking about enough. There have been several sites, 3 in particular, where this has played out in the past, and the Iranians have proven to get better every time at hiding evidence of illicit activity. And so I disagree with those who say that 24 days is not enough to hide evidence of illicit activity. It may be that if we're lucky, they can't hide it all. But that's very different from saying that we'll know what happened there. I think that places way too much sort of certitude on this process.
And if you're not guaranteed physical access yourself, to me, that becomes insufficient in terms of knowing exactly what has occurred at a facility.
Well, and even if you have physical access, Senator, you have physical access after they've had an opportunity to engage in various forms of hiding evidence. We saw this, again, at least 3 different sites in Iran in the past.